So just as a prelude and as a reminder, if you ever did wrong to a person that had sincere, pure intentions towards you, you will pay. Whether it's today or tomorrow, on you or your children, in this life or the next one. Because what goes around comes back around eventually, and it's always been that way. I hear people all the time say, my enemies are striving, that's not fair, there is no justice. May I ask you a simple question? How are you picturing your enemies suffering in your head? Real life is not a LinkedIn page, my friends. Real life is not an Instagram highlight, my friends. People can and do frame their image how they want. You can't know what's happening behind the scenes. What did you expect to witness exactly? My boyfriend just dumped me? Just cut my wrist? Come on. These specimens who hurt people who didn't do anything wrong to them, they are troubled. That's an ongoing suffering every single day. Their curse, amongst others, is that they have to live with themselves, and it ain't funny. Believe me that even living in a mansion cannot help when the hell is in your head. So just trust and believe that they are being served what they deserve. Now that being said, why are you still in that mindset to begin with? Do you think it's stylish to be a victim? Do you think it is somewhat swag to be a victim? Please. First of all, you rarely ever completely are a victim. You have your share of responsibility in most of the unpleasant situations you've experienced, unless you've been enslaved, kidnapped, raped, extreme situations you have no power over. But apart from that, in most cases, you contributed to the result that you dislike, because in any case, it takes two to tango. A relationship, for instance, is a reciprocal interaction. It's a dynamic that is mutually nurtured. A person mistreated you repeatedly. Okay, that's not cool. But they cannot mistreat you if you're not there. And as they are mistreating you, there are other people in their life that they are treating adequately. And as they are mistreating you, there are other people in their life that they don't even dare to try, with whom they pick their words so wisely before they even speak. They think twice before making any move with these people. But meanwhile, simultaneously, they're doing you like that. So there must be something wrong about you, something that you project, something that you exude, the way you position yourself maybe, that invited these behaviors. It was a welcoming space for disrespect, which means you are responsible as well. That doesn't mean you are equally responsible though, because people know when what they're doing is not fair, even though that's a dynamic that you fueled as well. That's why this percentage of wrongness may vary depending on the situation. It could be 50-50 if you equally did them wrong. It could be 70-30, and it could also be 99-1. Yeah, it is possible that you only had 1% of blame in that situation. Maybe your single percent of blame was your very poor choice of friend, your very poor choice of partner, your naivety, your lack of pattern recognition, your extended tolerance. Maybe that's your 1%. Own it. Own it, take some notes, do better, and level up. Radical accountability. That's where it all begins. I want you guys to embrace that, because there's leverage in accountability. Where there's accountability, there's power. Most people are afraid of taking accountability, but please don't be part of them. Don't have such a weak sense of self and such a fragile ego that you cannot sit with the idea that it is your bad decision that led you to the bad results you're witnessing. You are not a victim. The same reason you are not a victim is the same reason why you have the possibility to change the course of your life. And it's the same reason why you have the capacity to prevent the situation from happening again. Power and accountability are two sides of the same coin. If you truly want to be almighty, you can. But it all starts with taking accountability. You know, I personally experienced a lot of 99-1 ratio situations where I treated some people with a lot of love and consideration. And my only mistake was simply and objectively how long I stuck around. And while these prideful and emotionally immature people would be yapping about their outrageous 99% share of the blame that they couldn't face, I still decided to fully own my single percent. And for that very reason, I am moving, learning, growing faster than them. In situations where I faced blatant injustice, I came out enriched, smarter, and wiser. Meanwhile, they are still stuck in their old and rusty patterns, unaware of how their behaviors are holding them back. The level of growth you can experience is directly correlated to the amount of accountability you can take. That's why there's zero successful person that spends their life blaming others for the failures in their life. By being responsible, you gain power. It puts you in control. It gives you your power back and it frees you. Accountability is the ultimate freedom. That's not something to run away from. Also, apologize. Like, you guys know that apologizing is the most charismatic move you can take. I feel like nowadays, especially in the Western world, people have become so unapologetic. They harm you and they be like, okay, I did it and so what? What do you mean so what? Are you a dog? Can't you just say, hey, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have? Is it that hard? Instead, you deflect, you flip the script, you gaslight, you ghost. Coward. One word, coward. That's a rhyme, whoa. Maybe the reason you don't have money is not only because the system is rigged, but because you're financially irresponsible. Have you considered that? Maybe you missed that opportunity, not because it wasn't meant to be, but because you didn't put in as much effort as you know that you could. Maybe you lost this wonderful person in your life because you mistreated them, not because of your upbringing, not because it was just fate, not because you're always unlucky and things never work out for you, but simply because you didn't act right. And that's okay. We all messed up at some point in certain areas of our life, but no matter what's your past, there's someone out there with a heavier background who still made it. So do you want to use your past as an excuse to remain a loser or as a fuel to become a winner? Again, if you really want to see your life change, and I mean drastic breakthrough, right now, radical accountability, no excuses. That's where it all begins. I propose some coaching to guide you there if you're interested. My clarity coaching will be all about helping you finding your direction in life and your purpose. And I also do energy healing, which is going to help you energetically to clear your astral body. The hybrid method is my signature product that combines the two approaches. So first the mindset work and the energetic work. I think they are complementary, so it would be very helpful for you if you explore that option. But everything is in the link in my bio.